by saying thank you very much, Amy, for coming down to the LIPOELASTIC. So I just wanted to start off just by asking you a few questions. A few questions are ones that we've kind of come up with, and a few are from your Instagram as well. So question number one is if you could kind of explain to us a little bit about your journey and what kind of made you decide to change your life in such a drastic way.
Okay. It was a gradual thing of, you know, when you get married early and all your friends also get married after you and having kids after you, and I didn't really want to have kids at the weight that I was. And also, it was just a matter of time before I got older and the weight would just affect me physically as well as my health-wise. And also there was one particular day where I was really bullied in a space of 45 minutes of just a journey back from college back to home, and it was just a constant attack of people just rolling down their windows and screaming expletives at me and this, that and the other. And that was the day that I realised that I needed extra help, and my sister came round and she said, you know, if you want to go down the weight loss surgery route, Mum will help. And that's when it all started, and that was when the ball rolled in May 2016. And by September 2016 I had my weight loss surgery, and I just threw myself into it. And it was really nice to see my body actually now show the effort that I was putting in the gym, because I wasn't out eating everything that I was exercising. And yeah, it was just consistent of just eating for nutrition and exercising 4 to 5 days a week, but like not hard exercising. It was like do 15 minutes on the cross trainer and then 45 minutes of weightlifting.
So in terms of someone who might be going or experiencing what you experienced all those years ago, what would kind of be like maybe your tip or motivation? What would you say to them?
Never compare yourself to someone else on Instagram, because that's the worst thing you can do, because everyone is different. Everyone loses weight differently, everyone grows differently. I would just say compare yourself to yourself, keep your head down, be consistent. And if you are struggling, reach out and ask for help, because struggling is hard when you have no idea what to do and what's the next step. So if you know someone who's also gone through it, or even if you don't and you just want an ear to talk to, just say it, because it's better than keeping it bottled up.
In terms of what you know now, what would you have done differently at the beginning of your journey?
I would have definitely researched better compression, I can tell you that now. When I was running at my 20 stone, I would run in the middle of the night on a field using we had like this weird 4G football field, so they had like lights and I was kind of doing half of it blind. The only thing that would fit me at the time, which was like a size 24 Muddy Fox cycle shorts from Sports Direct, trying to keep everything in, and oh my god, did I clap and self-applauded, and not in a great way. So I wish I had better compression then, because that probably would have made things easier and actually a lot less painful. I didn't really have great knowledge on a lot of things, so I just did things the way I thought would work for me. And I also struggled quite a lot by myself as well, in regards to, I didn't really want to ask anyone anything, which is why I'm saying ask it now, because then those struggles won't be so hard.
Why did you not want to ask anyone anything? Was it
because I was worried that I'd fail, or I'd come across as a failure? It's actually partially why I shared all my stuff on Instagram and not on Facebook, because previous weight loss attempts was always, yeah, I've done this on Facebook, and then I've gained it all back, and kind of people look at me like, that's happened. So no one knew me on Instagram, so I was like, I'll just post things on there. I'll just post a little bit here, a little bit there, and then suddenly I blew up, and there was like other people in this massive weight loss surgery game where they were just like messaging me and we were all like becoming friends and stuff like that. I was just worried about documenting my failures as well, and I didn't want anyone to know that I was struggling, so I just kind of I'm always keeping my struggles to myself, so now I'm trying to be a bit more vocal with it, and you realise that so many people actually are doing the same, and it's quite, I mean, it's horrible that they're also experiencing, but it's actually quite comforting to know that you're not alone.
Maybe your mental health before and then post surgery, if you kind of elaborate a little bit more on that for us.
Yeah, so before the surgery I was really on it. Like, I made sure that I was the leanest I could possibly be, just to make things easier for the surgery. I'm usually a massive gym buddy anyway. I'm like in the gym 4 or 5 times a week. I play badminton 3 times a week. I run 3 times a week. That was like my therapy for myself. If I've had a bad day, go for a run. If I've had a really crappy week, go and lift something really heavy. I did still obviously have mental health problems. Like I do have anxiety. I do have people some days where I'm thinking I'm really crap at badminton and no one's going to play with me, and that's the reason why no one's picked me, sort of thing. And then, but you know, my exercise kind of kept everything at bay. And then after surgery, you're having to rely on everyone around you to look after you. You have to get people to help you go to the loo, which is a bit, you know, like you feel like a child again. You're out of routine and you're just sat at home all day doing nothing, but basically you have to eat because otherwise you don't heal, and you have to rest, otherwise you don't heal. So that's complete opposite to me. Like my husband calls me outdoors cat and he's house cat, so because I'm always out. And it kind of ruined me in a way, like just being out of the game. Even though I healed in record time, I was out of the game for just that little bit too long for my brain, and I just started to struggle. I started, like, old habits crept back in and old thoughts crept back in and stuff like that. It was just awful. And now I'm reaching out about it because I'm not the only one that I know who's had surgery, whether it be plastics or anything else, who's really struggled with how much it takes you out of routine. And I think as humans we love our routine. When I first lost my weight, however, in the first year of maintenance, I did do that thing where I tried to outrun my bad eating, and I would not recommend that to anyone because it actually causes issues, and also it does not help your health in the slightest. But now I run because I want to. I run because I have friends who run and I love running with them. I'm running because I have a half marathon to do, and you know, that's something that I've never done before, and I want to do it because my body can do that now. I play badminton not to sort of punish myself. I actually do it because I have friends who play badminton. I love playing badminton with them. Badminton is my sport. I've been playing it since I was 6, and I love the freedom I have now, because obviously I was playing it when I was big, so therefore I knew how to hit, but I did not know how to move. So now it's great because I have all this power that I learned, but now I can go from one side of the court to the other. And weightlifting is always a big passion of mine. There is this thing that my sister said to me, because she's a physicist. She said that like it's like a physics term of those that are in motion stay in motion, and those that are at rest stay at rest. And I think that's why, like, I have struggles when I start to rest, because it's so hard to pick it back up. Even if you were to just introduce one gym session a week, that's more movement than you're doing prior. And then you will start to feel like, oh, that made me feel really damn good. I'm gonna do another day.
So how did you come across LIPOELASTIC? Was it just like a random Google search, or was it through a friend?
Well, this time round, I wanted to actually research in good compression because I was getting my arms done at the same time as well as having a reverse tummy tuck. And last year's tummy tuck, I only kept to the binder, and it actually gave me a blister, and I was not very well versed in post-op compression. So I asked my friends, I put up a post on my Instagram and I was like, does anyone know what's a good compression for these particular procedures? And I had a few friends that said, I use LIPOELASTIC, they were great. And these are friends who've had arms, they've had tummy tucks, they've had their breasts done, they've had their legs done, like, you know, the whole shebang. Quite a few people recommended you guys, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna have a look. And I looked at your compressions and I was like, oh, they don't have cups in their compression. Me, a flat-chested Asian woman, is completely in love with these already. And yeah, so I found you guys to that, and I asked my surgeon as well, and they finally said, yeah, we would recommend LIPOELASTIC as well. So I was like, well, there you go. Not only friend recommendation, but a surgeon recommendation. And so I bought your garment to try out. I think it was the one that's got the zip front, and it's only halfway. And I was like, oh, this is amazing. And it was already feeling really good, and I still had all my excess skin on my arms and up here as well, and I was already feeling very secure. So I was like, oh, well, this is going to be banging. So I bought another one, but I bought the one that's actually got the leotard as well with it, and honestly, it was a game changer. I loved it. I felt and it was actually really easy to get in. Like, you know, it's hard, but not too hard. Like, it was very glidey is the best way to describe it. But once it was in place, it was in place.
So how did you get on with the sizing?
I basically just got myself like a measuring tape from Tesco's and just got my husband to measure bits around me, and I was like, well, your sizing chart was really good and really helpful. So I was like, well, I know that I need to keep either to my size or slightly below. Yeah, so I used my measurements, and it was a bit of an umming and ahhing in one point because I was in between two sizes, so I kind of went with the lower one, and it worked. I did need my husband's help to get me in line. It was really easy, and it was just measuring tape, any running the mill fabric measuring tape, and just around my body.
How did you find it putting the garment on after surgery? Because I know a lot of people are worried because they are quite tight, and they're like, if they struggle already now, pre-op, they're like, what's it going to be like post-op?
Yeah.
So how was that for you?
First train the person that is going to be helping you to put it on first place. Like, it's all well and good you doing it when you're able to, but when you're not able to, you need someone to help you. So I got my sister and my husband to help me the day I left the hospital, and they put me in the one that was the zippy one because that was just easy at the time. Like, it was just there. Be slow because things do hurt, but you do have bandages on, so that does protect you. And you have to make sure things do tight. Like, you can't leave this massive gap in between your armpit. If you've got all that space in your armpit, do it. This just needs to be firm, but also don't hurt yourself at the same time.
Just basically just take your time.
Take your time, be firm, make sure you don't have random gaps everywhere, because otherwise that means it's not being compressed.
Any scarring and so forth, but what kind of products did you use to kind of help you with that? Did you use anything that we offer, or did you maybe go somewhere else?
Well, to begin with, I was told that the best thing that I could do for myself is keep the surgical tape on for as long as possible, so I kept it on for like 2 months. I kept them on, and because it limits the tension on the scars. So the brown surgical tape that we get, or you can buy them on Amazon as well, I found, you can use that. And afterwards, I used LipoHeal, which is like a silicone gel with vitamin E in it, and I put them on the scars. Not supposed to, apparently. I found out after doing it, don't rub it in because it will go bitty. Apparently you just put it on and leave it there. Don't obviously move a lot with it because it will rub off, so do it when you're sat at home watching TV or something for the time being. After I used up my tube that I got from you guys, I went on to use, I'm pretty much more natural, but I use Lush products. So I had this Lush therapy bar from the first time round with my tummy tuck, and I used that, and that's what I used as well. So I use like a number of things.
So I just wanted to ask, are you still experiencing any swelling?
Not on my arms, but on my tummy, yes, because that can happen up to a year after surgery. So I do wear the garment at night time. But I don't need to wear it 24/7 like I used to. That can be a number of factors also, in the sense of some people don't get swelling after a few months, and that's because maybe they don't eat salty food, but I love my salty food, so. I use it for running. I used it actually for my work Christmas do because I was wearing a very tight form-fitting shirt and I didn't want rolls and several other things like poking out, so I used it to basically firm everything down, and it was a very nice confidence boost as well because I was like, yeah, look at me, I'm very, very smooth. But yeah, just different things like that. I don't just use it for swelling, it's like quite a nice confidence boost as well when you kind of want to look really nice but also don't want your bulges to kind of ruin your outfit.
In terms of the future, have you reached your goal?
The only thing left for me to do would be my thighs, and I don't want to do my thighs because props to some people who can, that's a hard surgery to recover from, and I don't think I could. So I will just stick to my wobbly thighs, and I'll probably just get some compression to go with it.
I know one of your followers wanted to know, in terms of tummy plastics, like what was that like, the pain?
Tummy plastics was hard, especially if you have muscle repair, which I did, because you know when pregnant women, their muscles. So I had muscle repair, and you don't actually realise how much you use your muscles for until you can't use them, and then you're like, oh my god, I need help actually just lifting my head from the pillow and stuff like that. And it does suck and it does hurt, but honestly, being free from the self-applauding skin when you're running or when you're just like in general having to wear t-shirts 3 sizes too big just to accommodate you, it's worth it. It's just worth the pain, because the pain is temporary and you can work through the pain. I even had a complication with my tummy tuck, so I was recovering for 6 weeks longer than other people, and I know other people who've also had longer complications, not just tummy tucks in general. Complications happen. You know, the regular time is 6 to 8 weeks, and some people take 10 to 12, and that's what and I still say my tummy tuck, the pain and all the complications was worth it, because I'm so free now.
Here at LIPOELASTIC, we take the customer service that we provide extremely seriously. So just in terms of for you, like, how was it? How was your interaction with us? What did you think? What was your honest opinion?
Honestly, it blew my mind. Like, I just tagged you guys because I was like, yeah, I'll just tag the company that I'm using. And I didn't expect any response back. And then suddenly I'm like, oh my God, thanks for using our products. It's so happy to see you, blah, blah, blah. And then it became like friendship. Then I got lovely messages like, oh, I hope your day's all right. Or, oh, your food looks so nice. And stuff like that. And I was like, wow, they are blowing my mind. And you guys just really cared about how I was healing, and not just to do with your products, but like actually just in general. You were concerned about me as a person, and I really love that, because nobody cares like that anymore.